This camera quality sucks. I'm gonna turn this shit off. I'm using the tablet.
Hello, and welcome back to another TSL show review. And today we are going to be reviewing episode 5 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And before we kick off anything, I just have to get this out the way because I've been thinking about this all day. The name of the episode is so freaking hilarious.
Why was I thinking about the same thing?
Yo, the name of the episode was She by Herself. So I tell you, I sat back and cracked up about this all day.
Very shady. Oh my god.
This. Yo, production this season is
it's
getting an
they got it with that. They definitely got it with that one. I was sitting there, I'm like, wait, I ain't peep it until after I seen the episode. I'm like, oh my gosh, they really sat there and called that shit She by Herself.
Yo, what I tell you, that was the production by far for Atlanta this season has been the best thing so far.
Yeah.
Now, if they can work on not stopping the show.
Wait, what?
If we could stop getting bye weeks.
Yeah, I need them to do better. Like, they got to do better.
People
it's like the second time.
Yeah, people are steady talking about how they don't understand how the show is people are steady saying that they don't understand why the show was not getting ratings that they used to, and they're saying that because it's a lot of new people, but they also said too that they need to stop trying to give them bye weeks. Like,
yeah, because people fall off from like.
It's bad enough we had to wait a year.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, it's bad enough we had to wait a year for this.
Honestly, though, I agree. Like the I don't know. Atlanta's lost its touch. I feel.
I don't think so. I think that because we're getting so many new people, and I like this aspect of things, I feel like that we're getting to see the new era of it. I just feel like that these last few seasons, with the exception of maybe like 10, was like really like low key dark, quote unquote, in a sense. It wasn't like the normal Atlanta. It wasn't like season 5, season 6, season 7. It kind of like took a turn. We all know the situation, what happened with Kandi, but like a lot of the other stuff, especially last season, was like a really like a low point.
Yeah, I feel what you mean.
I am a little bit happy that we are kind of getting into the things, but I also do feel like that I feel like that once as the season progresses, it will get a lot better, because the one thing that these girls are doing, and I don't know what it is about this era of Bravo TV, is they're kind of like breaking the fourth wall. So you know how Kandi has the YouTube thing also called Speak on It, where she talks about the things that goes on the Housewives of Atlanta, and she brings on certain people. And I was really about to come on here today, and I was about to chew Sanya up. Now, I do love Sanya, but I was going to chew her up this episode. But if I did not watch Kandi speak on it, then it would have kind of been unjust.
Yeah.
Because I've actually seen it, I kind of got like to where she's coming from. But I'm still a little upset with her, but I do get where she's coming from.
Yeah, I get where she's coming from too. Like, they not friends.
Yeah, so
Best friends, that's what they are.
Let's see. What's talking points today? We got the Sanya versus Drew. We got the whole Auntie can't call on TYRONE. What else do we have? We have Kenya's wife striking her again behind the grave.
Yeah, Drew's business.
Yes.
That they were pressing her about. I personally don't see why they's pressing her though, but
I don't know, but we'll get into these stuff. So let's just kick
yeah.
off where we left off from the last episode, which is this whole dinner thing with the ladies and Sheree and Drew, I guess, fake talking out their issue.
Wrong place. But she didn't want to hire him because he's talking about you, and he said that your husband is gay and all of that. So
it's a pleasure to meet you as well, too, honey.
Even if that wasn't true, you know that he's messy.
I agree with that. Totally.
When you're my friend, I will hold you down. I do want to put my neck out there for Drew.
When that kind of stuff happens with both of you, even with the manager, you just cut ties.
But then I'm side-eyeing her because some of the things that she's doing, I just don't rock with.
Immediately, you got to get rid of toxic people. Immediately.
Drew, were you wrong? Were you wrong? I apologize for if I misstepped in how I brought the information.
But did you apologize for putting your hands in my face?
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Well, now I will apologize if I put my hands in your face. I talk with my hands, and I will work on that.
Okay.
High five.
Okay,
and
high
that's
five
a real
this
high
time.
five.
I don't know, y'all real or fake.
So I'm just confused where my name is getting put into all of this.
He didn't just talk about.
First of all, it was Marlo. It was Marlo's voice talk about, I don't know if to call y'all real or fake.
I like Marlo this season. I thought Marlo would be doing the most because she got her peach, but she's been pretty chill, and I'm here for it. She's not being too thirsty.
Yeah, I think
for camera time.
I think Marlo's strategy for getting on the Housewives played out for her in the long haul. I think it was a great benefit for her because we already got to see all aspects of Marlo, even the trashy side. So,
right.
I think that this was a good thing for her. But once again, because that we're on the topic with Drew, and everybody knows I hate being on topics for multiple episodes, but I don't like the fact that people are giving Drew such a hard time for her reaction about Sheree's friend.
Right. I don't see the problem. For real. Like, they all do the same thing. I'd see if it was a group of people who always go to each other first before they address an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this group of women, they do this all the time. Y'all talk behind each other's back. Y'all got some tea. Y'all think it's hot and y'all want to spill it. Y'all go tell whosoever before you even go to the person that the tea is about. So it's like, y'all all is being real hypocrites right now, and I'm not really here for that.
And not even that, because like the second clip is going. I'm going to basically talk about what you just said, but I don't understand why these ladies are going so going so hard about her, talking about her not wanting her man to be talked about when that girl she doesn't even know brought her man up. Like,
right, like she should have been going
husband.
harder for real. She should have been going harder than that. Because you're not going to talk about my husband. You ain't a part of this, girl. Stay in your place.
To be completely honest with you, I know Bravo don't really promote violence, but it definitely would have been a little Love and Hip Hop moment if it was me.
Yeah, like
a drink would have been thrown. Sorry, Kenya, at your daughter's birthday party, but we would have pulled a Porsche from that Christmas episode when she was chasing that girl down the alleyway.
Yeah,
we would have had a Cynthia on the boat moment. Like, we would have had a lot of different moments if that was me. And I don't understand why the ladies are being so are downing her.
And you know damn well, I'm like, Kandi, you better not say nothing, because Kandi, honey, the way you come about Todd ain't nothing compared to what you did.
That's what I was about to say, but also, like, in that same aspect, just like how that girl had came on that one season, and she was talking about Todd and everybody in the
about her being him being an opportunist.
Yes, just like about how everybody ate her up for that one scene. I don't understand what was the difference between that and this. Like,
there's no difference. There's no difference. If anything, it's worse because you're calling someone's husband gay.
yes.
Like, that's terrible.
And you didn't even do it to the point where it was like, you know, like, well, he says
Ain't
some
no
stuff to
real
Sheree.
receipt.
Yeah, and the receipt, like, just like I said in the last episode, that receipt didn't do her no justice.
The receipts was not given, honey.
It definitely wasn't.
I thought I was going to see, like, him actually saying, like, you know, he's gay. He ain't saying none of that. So it's like, Sheree, like, kind of how you really get that from that? Like, honey. And then on top of that, why would you bring that on the show? Like, it's a difference between saying, oh, you don't pay people. Sheree, we been knew you don't pay people.
Exactly. You don't pay people. She by Sheree is still non-existent. Tyrone can't even come see you outside of a FaceTime call. Like,
I don't even know what she doing with that one.
It's just certain stuff that we know happens with some of these ladies. Like we already know that when it comes to Sheree, if it's business aspect, she's a dictator when it comes to business. She pays those who need to be paid. She doesn't pay anybody else. Like, it's just certain things that we already know when it comes to these ladies. So I don't understand what is such a big issue.
Yeah, I don't either. Because, you know, if it was any one of them, they would have been doing the same thing. So
yeah, especially when you had something. So regardless if you guys were beefing or not, you had some tea. And just like how
it's the show. Chalk it up to the game, honey.
Yeah. Like, and at the end of the day, I ain't even gonna go too far because I'm gonna end up talking about it after I play this next clip. But at the end of the day, girl, you and Drew were not friends. So the simple fact that she went out of her way and talked to somebody that is quote unquote cool with you to get advice about the situation was good enough.
Yeah. Kandi the one who was spreading it.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a game now.
Right. And you know what? I was just looking at so I finally caught up to Love and Marriage Huntsville. And would you believe that same assistant, I think he was Letitia's assistant as well, because I've seen him on the show.
Opportunist. This is 3 different shows this boy has tried to come on to. Well,
yeah, I'm like, wait.
That this boy has been on now.
Yes, they showed him very briefly, but because I know what he looked like, I'm like, oh shit, that's dude from fucking Atlanta.
Opportunist.
Yeah, it's given. I'm trying to get a come up on reality TV, and you've been trying since 2018, and you still ain't on it. Oh man.
And not even, well, let's see, because before Love and Marriage Huntsville, it was Basketball Wives.
Oh gosh, he was on basketball.
So
that's crazy.
That had to be like 2017, 2018 era.
Oh gosh. Yeah, he's thirsty. So at that point, it's like you can't even really believe anything he really say.
All right,
like,
so
you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt.
We got Huntsville. All right, so where's Huntsville located at?
Alabama.
All right, you got Alabama, you got Atlanta, and you have
LA. Yeah, that's crazy.
And you're based in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really crazy. That's definitely crazy.
All right, so the next team we got is Kandi. I don't care what nobody say. Kandi's reaction to Sheree trying to throw her in the mix was so funny. Like, Kandi paid her job.
Hilarious. Like, you just gotta pay attention to her face. You'll be cracking up the whole episode.
Kandi paid her ass justice. Yeah, she paid her ass justice scene.
It's getting put into all of this.
He didn't just talk about you. He talked about a lot of people.
And also, when we had the conversation, she never told me anything about you and the guy.
I didn't do what you did to me and went to Kandi and told what you thought was my business.
Now, when I went to Kandi, I was like, Kandi, and did I not say this?
You said,
what should I
what
do?
should you do?
I know, but you are my friend. And you should have called me. That's what was hurtful and disappointing for me. But you went to these two, and then it came back to me.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
Well, take accountability.
It's no denying.
Take accountability.
That is how you do it, Drew. I was wrong.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm just going to own it. It's nothing else I can say. I'll apologize because I was wrong.
I appreciate that. Kandi's apology seemed somewhat sincere.
It felt like
Kandi was trying to shut her up. She's like, girl, bye.
Personally, Kandi didn't owe that girl no apology.
I don't think so, because that's just karma, girl. She doing what you did to everybody for the past seasons.
Exactly. Charge it to the game. In the world of reality TV, anything that is repeated, charge it to the game, because that's just what it's just what happens.
Yeah.
Production has things called talking points. It's bound to get brought up.
It always will. It's nothing, especially if it's something like that, like dog, somebody's gonna repeat it.
Like, dog.
She just need to get out of her feelings.
Yeah, you and your feelings about the wrong thing. Being the feelings about your man, I'll come to see you, girl, at that halfway house.
I'm gonna give her a little grace because that was just really sad to witness.
That was sad. I'm still gonna chew her up.
Hell yeah, because you know at the end of the day, you a grown woman, and as a grown woman, I ain't letting that happen to me, honey. I'm a grown woman with money. Like I see she's some broke girl, and not even because the dude is in a halfway house. He on probation, so it's like, girl, what is you doing?
Waiting for this man to come out so she can get her a few bitcoins.
She need to get her confidence up. Her confidence is real low, messing with somebody that was in jail for that long, grown-ass woman. I wish my mama would. I'd be like, Mom, what is you doing?
I'm screaming.
I'd be like, Mom, really? A jailbird?
I done spelled that man name wrong. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick.
My mama could not talk to me about that, honey. And she called her daughter. But let me not jump the gun. Oh, gosh.
The next scene we have is Kenya's wife ruining her day beyond the housewife universe. The chokehold that man has on her.
Yeah.
And
it really, I don't even think it's him. I don't think it's him, but when you play this, we talk about it.
Is that Marc over there bothering you? Breathe in, breathe out, let that go. That's the devil. I'm gonna go get some air. You all right? Do not let him bother you. You going outside? Yeah. Don't be stressing about him.
Sheree, do you know why Kenya got up and walked out?
Maybe she had a call or something.
You haven't seen your child in 3 months. I bring her to New York. I bring her to you. And then you want to complain like it's somehow my fault that you now have to go to work?
He's just being evil.
I dropped Brooklyn off earlier today to Marc, and we agreed that he would bring her back by a certain time. Now, at the last minute, he's asking me to go across the bridge, pick up Brooklyn, and take her back home. Classic Marc. And it's just the bullshit I dealt with for 4 years.
What happened?
Marc is just being an asshole.
It's just like being crazy. I'm just trying to let you see your child.
I don't know. At some point, you gotta like pull back and just let him start reaching out.
Reaching out.
As a mother, I can't do that. I can't do that. Fathers instill self-esteem in their daughters. And for me, I want to make sure that Brooklyn knows that her dad loves her and that they spend time with each other so that bond isn't broken.
Just tell him, look, if you need me to have someone send for my baby, I will. I'm here if you need me. You do not let him spoil your night, okay? Do not.
Is everything okay with Brooklyn?
Yeah, Brooklyn's happy.
She is.
That's all I care about.
Sheree, do you know if your boo's coming tomorrow yet?
He submitted a request.
So is he on house arrest?
He has a monitor.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess it is house arrest, right?
Right.
She's supposed to be able to leave up to 100 miles. And this makes the cut. So right now, Tyrone is on house arrest. That means he has to.
Kudos to Marlo for going to check on Kenya.
Yes, and kudos just in general. The one thing that I do love about the Housewife franchise, I mean about Atlanta specifically throughout the Housewives franchise, is that they do actually like comfort each other.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
In certain aspects, like they, like a lot of these girls on the other shows, they use any and everything for ammunition.
Yeah. Because that, and we was talking about this kind of the last time, like with Marc being Kenya's Achilles heel, like people could really light her up using him, but they don't.
No,
which
the internet does more than they do.
Yeah, and that's crazy because you know what? If the roles were reversed, I'm 100% sure Kenya would light them up.
Yeah, she definitely would. Well, I don't know. I'll say pre-mom Kenya would. I don't think post-mom Kenya.
Yeah, pre-Marc. No, not after Marc. I'm talking like, say Kenya was like having that good life, like Todd and Kandi. Her stuff together with her man. She would have been on it. Especially if it was like a Portia or a Nene that's having those type issues. She would have been on it.
Yeah, she definitely would have chewed them up.
She's definitely a perfect villain. One thing about Kenya.
I really hate the fact that this man constantly gets the upper hand and ruins her day without even having to try.
Yeah, girl, child, that's them baby daddies for you.
And I am not the biggest cement booty fan. Like,
I understand her though like her reasoning is wonderful. She's trying to be a good mom and she's trying to like push past the pettiness despite it. Because at the end of the day, a girl, she do need her dad. The baby does need her dad. And even if he's not making the effort that he should, I applaud her for still taking it to the chin and, doing what she got to do with her daughter to make sure they have a good relationship. So at the end of the day, her daughter can never say like, Mom, you stop this, you stop that. No, her mom went out of her way to actually make sure y'all saw each other more than the dad. So that's beautiful for me. I really like that for her.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. And the only reason why I say I have mixed feelings about that is simply because I don't think that she should be overextended and breaking her neck for something that's possibly not going to happen. And I do understand that because of her past experiences as far as her growing up as a child, she does not want that to happen. And that goes with a lot of parents who a lot of people who do become parents, they kind of use their past transgressions as a blueprint on kind of how they want their child to be raised. I do understand that, but I feel like as far as it being right now, it's good, but I don't think that later on down the line when Brooklyn gets older, it should happen.
But that's the thing. So she's what? Brooklyn's like 4'3"?
3'4".
So Kenya's still fairly a new mom. And I think that with a lot of women, and you see it as the time goes by, like you said, when she get older, it might not even be like this. Kenya at some point is going to get fed up. You know what I'm saying? At some point, Kenya's going to be like, no, I'm not doing this. At some point, hopefully, she finds her a man and that man fulfills that void. Because it's not going to be like that forever. At the end of the day, because you see this with a lot of Black women or single moms, after a while, it's like, you stop trying. And that's coming from one. Like, I'm a single mom. After a while, it's like, I would see, you dealing with a man that's not really putting in that effort. It's like, yeah, no. But her daughter is still 3, so give it some time. We might see it play out on TV.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was going to piggyback off that, but I was thinking more of like the fact that when when this does happen and when she does get to that age, because I think that Kenya is a little too because of what she's going through. I feel like that she feels like she has to like forcibly do this because they are married and because they have a child because they're not divorced yet. But truthfully and honestly, Kenya, like reaching out can only do so much.
Yeah.
Like that whole you haven't seen your child in 3 months, and then the moment he gets his child, he just wants to ruin your day and doesn't even know what you're doing, because that's basically what it was. He was basically trying to ruin her day. Like you think you about to be having fun, and I got to sit here with this baby, and I possibly got to go to work later. Nah, dogs, come pick the daughter up.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that their situation is going to be kind of like a Kandi and Riley situation growing up.
I was just about to say it. I was just about to bring Kandi up, and probably is, because Kenya ain't no girl that's gonna just roll over. And at this point, it's like she don't really have, other than like her childhood traumas being like the blueprint, whatever. She don't have no other reason to hold on to Marc, because they're about to be divorced or are divorced. So it's like once they're divorced, I feel like a big part of her is gonna sever that connection or whatever she feels toward him, to make her feel like she wants to go out of her way to make sure they have a good relationship.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna use any of the footage from these last few seasons for when they do this stuff for like Court and her family court.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because this is grounds for him to get chewed up in court.
Hopefully she's smart enough to do it.
Like, you
and maybe she'll probably, no, I heard she might even be like, yo, let me just get full custody, because don't nobody got time to be dealing with that. Oh, let's make a schedule. When you gonna see your child? Like, no, it's like, no, because you're interrupting our schedule. As a mom, you develop a schedule with your with your kids. And if the father isn't on board, it's like, well, it's either you gonna get with the program or you gotta go. Sometimes it's just better that they're not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then with a lot of people, and I hate that they always try to say this, that they feel like when it comes down to the situation that moms, quote unquote, have no days off, like regardless of whatever the aspect is, like they're supposed to stop what they're doing because of their child. Listen, we would be playing a game of cat and mouse. This would be tag. Just like you can have your fun, I'm gonna have my fun. And guess what? It was some dude who had made a post on Facebook, and he was like that. He was like, "What do he do?" He was like, because basically his baby mom had left his kids there, and like he can't get in touch with her. Like she's not picking up his phone calls, and he's like, "What did he do?" And people were like, "Dude, be a dad." And she basically was like, "This post is about me," but she was like, "I don't understand why he thinks that I'm about to stop my life." She was like, "Because we have kids together. Like, it's a we thing. It's not a me thing."
Yeah.
Like, y'all both chose to make this kid, so I don't
And
understand
that's
why
the thing for men. Like, men, they don't assume a leadership role. A lot of men, when it comes to parenting, it's like they expect the mom to do everything, and I mean everything, and it's just like, it's ridiculous. Like, you a parent too. I don't care if I'm mom or not. You was a dad. You laid here and made this kid with me, so you need to take up the same amount of responsibility that I do. Change them diapers, pick the baby up, go outside with the baby, take the baby out, do things with the baby, spend time with the baby. Don't, oh well, her mom got it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Niggas think they could just nut anywhere and go about their day.
Especially in the, like, for certain people it's a little bit different, but for them, especially with her being the woman who she is, like, don't get me wrong, Kenya was Miss USA a decade ago. like she does do a lot of stuff. So because that stuff happens, then let's just say like he does this and then she does have to go get her. All right, now she has to go put her stuff aside, or now she has to call her nannies in to come help her. Like, it's just a lot.
It's unfair. It's really unfair. And, you know, they get to live their life and they get to do whatever they want and have as much free time and have fun with their lives while the moms were just stuck picking up the pieces. It's ridiculous.
Like, I really cannot wait till this whole Kenya divorces her wife thing is over with.
Yeah, I can't wait till it's over because I feel like once she's like done with him, she's gonna be the Kenya that we know, you know, especially when it comes to addressing him.
Yeah, when she collects that alimony from her wife, she'll be a lot better in life.
Yeah, you just gotta cut that cord.
Yeah, cut that cord with her, sis.
Cause he ain't doing nothing but her.
He's definitely not. The next thing that we're about to talk about is Kandi doing too much sexually? And if you guys don't know, in the previous episode, Kandi had gave the girls those vibrating panties, and
so I have no singing for the team with dead mother.
Marlo felt like that she was doing too much with the girls and the panties. So let's take a look.
Get more priority. Let me give you my opinion on this, Kandi.
Oh, God.
I just feel with you, the sex stuff is just getting too out of hand. I understand it's your business. Bitches, you want us to walk around tomorrow with some shit in our damn coochie.
I was thinking everybody can wear it tomorrow, and then we give our remotes to someone else. Loosen up, Marlo. I mean, come on, girl. You used to your coochie buzzing, all right?
Is that Mark?
Man, that was funny. She said you see a coochie.
Yeah, she definitely did shade the heck out of Marlo, yo.
She shaded her, but I agree with Marlo, and it's kind of giving a little bit of truth to the little lie that Phaedra told. Because why do you want to be in a group with married men and married women, and then there are some single women? It's inappropriate because who's the single women going to give their remote to? What, Sheree going to give her remote to Marlo, and Marlo going to get her remote to Kenya, and Kenya going to get, like, that's doing too much. I'm not really here for that. Like, I feel like that's uncomfortable, and especially when there's married men involved, it's like, nah, like, it's kind of like you crossing the line.
It wasn't necessarily for the husband. She did say that she was like that. Basically, she was like that. I believe that they had cut it out, but she said what the thing was, she was like that. She didn't want the trip to become like so combative. She was like, so basically, what it was each one of the girls would swap their the remote with another girl.
So I'm finna be making my friend Coochie buzz all night.
It becomes combative.
I'm not about to. It's a no for me. I would have been Marlo's side. I'm not doing it. Nope. It's weird. It's weird. Maybe if it was like a very close knit group of friends, but like I ain't doing like she vision no.
What about girl? Marlo was sleeping with married old white men.
I mean, it ain't about who you were sleeping with. It's just
that little vibrator would not have hurted her.
It wouldn't have. It's just me personally. I just feel like it's just not needed, man. Like you could have did it on a girl's trip or something. Like I don't know. I'd have been uncomfortable. I wouldn't have wanted.
I don't know. I feel like she still would have made it an issue if they tried to use it on a girl's trip. Like, girl, at the end of the day,
I don't know. I feel like they made it an issue because they don't got their own men. Like, I really think that if Sheree had a man,
they just locked behind the halfway house.
I met a man that was present, honey. Not a man that ain't there. That man is not there for all I know. She don't got a man because that nigga can't come out the house. What? I feel like if they all had their own men, they'd probably be more open to doing it. That's how I feel.
I just feel like it's the girls who Fat Ma got cobwebs on it got the issue. Girl, if you don't go ahead and take a sweeper jet fusion and go ahead and dust that thing off.
Nah, because you peeped that somebody was buzzing Sanya's coochie, but it wasn't her man.
Not for real.
I was like, oh my gosh.
What?
Shit, it probably was Kandi. Because she said she ain't tell them. She was like, I didn't tell them that it could kind of work universally. So if it's all in like close vicinity, then it will work for anybody that's within that vicinity.
Or maybe it was her bestie Drew. You know, Drew and her the best friends.
But no, I'm not here for that though. I feel like they should have did that on that trip with Bolo.
I'm screaming, not on that trip with Bolo.
Yeah, that would have been a good little game for 50 and Bachelorette.
Child, that would have been cute, but then somebody would have made it a whole big ordeal.
They would have probably.
And Kenya would have been like, and I heard Portia playing with Tanya's remote while they were in the room with Bolo. But I don't know. I just feel like, the girls who got cobwebs on their poom poom need to just go ahead and dust that thing off and
I don't know. I have no cobweb on her coochie because Marlo still getting to that bag, and I don't know what Marlo do for a job.
She got La Archive.
Oh, ain't nobody buying that.
Girl, she's styling Tammy.
Yeah, I see she styled, but Tammy ain't really booked and busy.
She's styling Tammy.
Tammy ain't booked and busy, honey.
I mean, I don't know who really gonna buy too much of her things. I mean, technically, I don't know who's gonna do what with her stuff because Marlo's not. She's not a little girl.
Yeah.
Marlo's like short for being a stallion. Without heels on, with heels on, Marlo's considered a stallion.
Yeah.
So.
See, she ain't got that body done.
If she ain't giving it to her,
somebody getting it. Cause
if she ain't putting it on to somebody who's a few inches smaller than her, then girl, it's collecting cobwebs along with her poom poom in her closet.
Oh my gosh. But I don't really think Kandi's too sexual. I think Kandi's herself. That's who Kandi's been. Kandi been like this. She ain't never changed. So I'm not mad at it. It's just she gotta know who she could do certain things with. That's all. Everybody not gonna feel comfortable to do that.
Well, apparently Marlo been knowing her all her life because she used to date Kandi Cousins. So I don't know why she making it a big deal.
Oh my gosh, Marlo.
Yeah, I didn't know that until she said that. So now that looking back at it, and I don't want to spend too much time, but the whole stuff of her coming for Kandi a little bit was kind of a little skeptical prior to past seasons, especially because she knew Kandi.
Yeah. Come here.
So the next scene that we get is Sanya and Kenya talking about Drew. And then this is where things kind of come a little bit weird. because it just kind of comes out. It just kind of makes it seem like Sanya just wanted a problem with.
Yes,
Drew.
I think so. I think so too.
It just came out of the blue.
It's given she thinks Drew's an easy target.
Yes, but we'll definitely talk about this because this is the ongoing. I mean, this is the theme with this is the ongoing theme when it comes to newbies and Housewives.
I was harsh.
No, not
but then he said something to Drew,
Yeah.
and that triggered me because I was like, now see, that's
You're
that
doing-
bullshit right there.
right.
Like, you're making this girl feel like shit, and
Yeah.
you don't have to do that.
Right. I felt like Ralph was getting a lot, but Drew does have some accountability in this situation too, right?
Yes.
The thing though that makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable is as me and Drew are like developing this friendship, I feel connected to her on a lot of things, but there's some other stuff that she does that I don't like and I don't
Like
agree
what?
with. The whole like with her and Sheree thing, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like the minute he was talking crazy to you,
Yeah.
it's not even, you know what I mean? You already know he's messy.
Right. Well,
You know what I
everyone has said that.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like that. Then
Yeah.
me and Kandi met up with her and she was talking to us about Drop It with Drew. So she has this like fitness thing, right? And they're like making thousands of people losing thousands of pounds.
How are you gonna help people lose weight if you had a surgeon cut your stomach off?
So we did a little, breast reduction and lift, and we did a little tummy tug.
She told us we have different camps that they go to lose the weight. And Kenya, I done talked to her 3 times. I still
Don't know what it is. That is what I get from Ralph and her.
Yeah.
You're always gonna get classic Drew whenever she argues with you. You're gonna get her over talking you, or she's going to play dumb, like she doesn't know what you're talking about. I just don't ever feel like there are straight answers.
Right.
So she's true to form. Yeah, the Sheree thing kind of was a little like very
And then, girl,
off-putting.
when
Like,
she
just
put
at
her-
least admit it.
And then when she put her hand in her face. Like, I really like her. But here's the stuff you cannot do.
Right.
You put your hand in somebody's face.
Child.
She had me a little bit until she brought up her business. Like, why are you talking about that girl business? And why are you making that an issue for you? I don't get it.
This is what I like. I like Sanya. I feel like Sanya fits the package of being a housewife very well. What I have a problem with Sanya is, and I feel like it becomes a lot of things with a lot of these new housewives, is that they constantly feel the need to click up with the old people so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes like too much because you're beefing with, somebody that's kind of a newbie too. Like y'all are in the same group here.
Yeah.
And I hate that because at the end of the day, if the shoe was put on the other foot, she would not be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody would have said something to her about her husband, girl, it would have been a whole bunch of blubber clocks and all that other good stuff.
Yeah. I don't like when they do that too, like clicking up with the OGs, because it's like it's giving pick me.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I was talking about this when I was doing the live with Beverly Hills, and I was like that. It kind of gets annoying because not saying like she lacks substance, or not saying that she is looking for a comeuppance, but it's an easy way to get longevity on these shows.
Mm-hmm.
You're new. You automatically link with the new girl. You attack the old. You attack the new girl also.
This fucking suck. Tired of y'all on that teammates.
And that's the result. Like you constantly come at the one person, and that becomes an issue. Now, don't get me wrong. Her saying that Drew does have some fault in the situation is true because you only get what you allow. So that part is true. But at the end of the day, like her reactions to how she handled things are still valid.
Yeah. And on top of that, I did get where, so I don't know if you had heard her last episode or the episode before that, but she did bring up the issue that she had an issue with you because she felt like, okay, well, if you do that to her, then what would stop you from doing that to me? And I get that. I definitely get that. Like, you gonna put Sheree business out there like that. Why? What would stop you from putting my business out there like that? I don't know if you had heard her say that last episode, but it kind of alluded to the fact that they're probably not close friends because
no, and I
if
think
she
go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I think you're gonna.
Been on the game all day.
I think that's where the disconnect comes from, and I'm glad that's why I said that I was gonna Somebody said, why does Kenya agree with her on it's okay not to put your hands in face when Kenya's put her fans in people's face?
Kandi is a hypocrite.
She is a hypocrite at her core. A lot of the stuff that she does do, she feels like is warranted. And a lot of the stuff that happens to her, she doesn't feel like it's warranted to her.
Yeah, Kenya is the type to throw rocks and hide her hand. She don't like when things get done back to her.
Like why?
So it's like at this point, I don't expect nothing more from Kenya. I don't expect anything better. Kenya is a hypocrite at her core. She don't know how to do better.
Yeah, but I do understand that. But this was like I was glad that she was able to say like she said building a friendship. And I'm glad that she constantly puts emphasis on building a friendship because that's the reason why I was about to say like when all of this stuff was happening with Drew, I said I was going to chew her up because I felt like that she was turning on her friend.
Yeah.
To link up with the old girl, and especially because
I thought that made me cringe when I was watching it. I was cringing. I'm like, Sanya, what? You supposed to be Jamaican? We don't roll like this, honey.
Yeah,
but she and I get it. I definitely get it. Cause
and then like this is another thing with a lot of them like. I think I started following Sanya maybe after the first episode. I think I've been following Drew since like last season. So when they were steady promoting the show and Drew was steady speaking on it, she was always putting emphasis on her and Sanya were friends and Sanya switched up on her for the other girl. So the whole entire time she's steady saying this, and then we finally get to see her starting to side eye Drew. I'm like, damn, Sanya, Drew kind of right. Like,
yeah,
you moving too quick. Like you got a little too much dip on your chip, honey. Like you're doing too much. Slow it down some. But now that we are actually seeing Sanya like steady putting emphasis on like we're building a friendship or like we're newly like friends and stuff, it kind of does make up for the fact. But I also do feel like that.
He said these niggas move fast.
The girls are a little one-sided when it comes to these situations.
Yeah.
Because truthfully and honestly, I don't feel like if it was her and Drew would have said the stuff that, like, Drew would have put her business out there.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the only reason why her business got put out there was because, one, Kandi took the boat and she told two other people. But yet then, if not then, it still would have got put out there because guess what? It was going to be talked about.
Oh my God.
Right, and I understand why she went to Kandi. Because, girl, I don't know you like that. Some girls, you gotta know, like, all right, some people you can't bring certain things to because you don't really know what their reaction is gonna be. You know what I mean? So obviously, as Drew, who doesn't really know Sheree like that, I would go and ask somebody that knows Sheree, like, yo, would this be cool? Like, how would I like bring that up or whatever? Like, I could see why she did that. Like, I'm not mad at her for doing it.
I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
But
So before we all right, so before we get on to the saddest scene of this episode, I just want to piggyback off of when Kandi was talking about celebrities that they used to deal with, and when Drew alleged that she was messing with LeBron James.
did she really? Because I didn't get that from that. I don't know.
Girl, and Kandi made this face. That's the same. That's the same exact face I made. I don't know. That's why I said alleged because, well, you know, she put like
Drew was pretty, but I don't think it's LeBron because ain't LeBron been married like or with his wife since like high school?
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like the implications that she put, because it was the simple fact that she had put the king of what did she say, like the king of basketball or something like that.
Basketball, like girl, don't bring my girl Savannah James into none of this because she ain't involved.
But it
could have been Shaq.
Girl. I do not see her messing with Shazam, girl. Stop trying it.
I'm just saying, or Magic.
Girl, and I don't see her messing with Mr. Blood Transfusion either.
Or Michael Jordan. Oh my God, she's so silly for that.
Girl, and then what you call it did allude to it too in her confessional.
I don't know, because these basketball players, they be out here in these streets. And LeBron, you know, he might have dipped his feet in the river a little bit, you know, despite being with his now wife, Savannah. So,
well,
you never know.
You know, Drew good for that. She did it with Melanie and Derwin.
Okay, honey. And, you know, she was a very pretty girl. She still is, you know, but back then, you know, she had the body. She was nice and chocolate, very pretty. So it's like, I don't really see... She played a side bitch so good on freaking The Game, I believe.
She had a little singing career.
Right.
She could hold a little note.
Maybe she did that.
Yeah. Maybe Brown was flying sis out.
Maybe. I'm telling you, because one thing I know for sure is any woman that's in the or like couple you say that's like famous or like in that industry where their man is like someone that's well known and well sought after, they cheated on them. They've stuck through some cheating. It's just the fact, because you know niggas, they let the fame get to their head and they start smelling themselves. And I believe it. You know, you gotta just
people do
it's
that.
whatever works for you. It's whatever works for you. Like if you want to forgive them and if you want to turn a blind eye or like say, well, you could do whatever, because a lot of women do that. You know, they let their men cheat. And
well, especially when you reap the benefits of it.
Exactly. So it's like, as long as you don't got me out here looking stupid, and I ain't never seen LeBron James have her out here looking no type of way. You know what I mean? It's a way to do things.
No, because you know why? Sis too busy crying on a yacht.
Okay, she ain't worried about it. She ain't worried about you. Because you over here getting cheated on by your man and treated like that, staying with him because you a little broke. Little broke girl. But whoever asked that question was messy. Because anybody that asks a question like that already knows something's going on.
All right, let's move past Drew and this alleged story. Back to the title of the show, She by Herself.
Oh my gosh.
And back to what I like to call Can't Call Tyrone.
Call Tyrone.
This was such a raw moment, but it was so sad. Like, I felt so bad for Sheree.
Yeah, I felt so. I'm like, dang, sis waited 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right, wait. Listen, I'm not waiting nothing more than 30 minutes and I'm out.
Especially when sis said, let me get an appetizer but leave the menu because he should be on his way.
Shut up. And it's cold out.
I was like, red flag. Well, let's play this little clip.
Just so you know, Eric's on the phone with the attorneys right now, trying to hopefully get something.
What is the issue?
Tyrone's attorney says he can't make it because it's a parole violation.
Parole violation?
They think something's going on.
We always go to restaurants and eat. What are you talking? Like, I'm so confused. I'm so pissed. Where is he?
I don't know.
You know I'm coming to Philly. Why didn't you stop me, Tyrone? I gotta call somebody, tell him this bullshit.
Hey, boo.
Hey, boo.
You look sexy.
For no reason.
What do you mean?
I drove to Philly to meet Tyrone. So I've been here probably about almost 2 hours without Tyrone.
What?
He wasn't answering my calls. He wasn't responding to texts. His PO said it's a violation or something like that he was approved for yesterday. I don't know. I don't know. What I'm pissed off about is at first you didn't tell me that. I just talked to you this morning.
Oh, gosh.
So I look stupid as crazy as dumb as and I am trying not to cry because...
Oh, don't cry, Sheree. Don't cry, baby. Don't cry. Sheree, don't cry. Your instincts are for a reason. You said you were going to give this man a chance to...
Child, I couldn't get the whole clip, one for copyright issues, but two because I didn't want to relive that whole thing over again.
Yeah, it's really sad to see a grown woman. It's sad to see a grown woman go out like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that broke my heart for her. Sis low-key went out sad.
She high-key went out bad. He wasn't answering the calls. I see if he ain't answering the calls all day. But you spoke to him in the morning, and he said he was going to come. And now when you get there and you calling him, he ain't answering. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and New York and Philly is not around the corner, child.
That's disrespectful.
New York and Philly is definitely not around the corner.
Yeah, Tyrone wrong for that. I'm not sure for whatever reason you couldn't get out the house, but are you buying the excuse?
Not necessarily. No, not really.
Right. I'm not buying it.
And the only reason why I said I'm not buying that excuse is because, you know, I know a few people, you know, who be in halfway houses and whatnot. And they definitely do get the time out the day to go. So I don't understand how it's a parole violation.
Right.
What is it? The fact that it was cameras there, that would consider it a parole violation. But I'm quite sure Bravo, you know, did they?
I don't know because wasn't he on camera before, like at some point?
I don't think that. No, he wasn't on camera, but his like, all right. So if I'm not mistaken, the only time that I have heard of him was the whole Nene situation. I don't think Nene had brought him up when she was messing with him, but Sheree had brought him up, and Sheree had called him while she was getting ready for the reunion that year.
Right.
So he technically wasn't like presently there face-wise, but
he was there. I don't think it's a parole violation because if they allowing your voice to be on, and I think he was still locked up, ain't no way.
Well, that's what I was saying, but I don't think that Bravo would waste their time because it's well, depending on how long it is, it's roughly like an hour and 48 minutes to get from New York to Philly.
No, they wouldn't. Bravo's really thorough. I think he was with a girl or something, or I don't know, because then it's kind of hard to cheat, or like when you're on national TV. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, if he had a girl, either she knows and she just don't care, or...
But it's a lot different when it's somebody who's not on the show.
Yeah.
You know, like she talked about him, and then she was gone for 3 seasons?
True.
She was going for 3 seasons. So, like, if you only really, like a lot of these girls, when they're not attached to like the Housewives universe, they're kind of like regular people.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, so you're right. So he definitely got him a little girl.
So I just
that
felt
was
so
holding him
bad.
down in a prison house.
Yeah, I just felt so bad because she was just sitting there
and crying, like, and I was watching What Happened Live, and Andy basically said like he really was out there for 2 hours waiting.
Oh my god.
I'm quite sure she really was.
Yeah, because the fans were like, it's just no way that she was out there waiting for 2 hours. That's crazy in the cold.
I wouldn't put it past her. If you sit outside for 2 hours, child, listen, you got 15.
If she don't cut him off, she either doing it for a storyline or she really dumb.
You got 15. If I call you 3 times and you don't answer, I'm outie.
I'm out, honey. Out. Like, first of all, if I call you before I go anywhere and you don't answer, I ain't going. Because you should have called and let me know so I can know to come and be on the way. You feel me?
Yeah.
One thing about me, I'm going to call right before I'm about to leave. And if you don't answer, all right, plans is canceled.
Like, I felt so bad for Jerome. I mean, for Sheree.
She really is by herself.
She really
and I know
is.
her daughter was so, I don't know, I feel like her daughter probably caught a little secondhand embarrassment. Because I would have, if that was my mama. I'm like, Mom, if you don't get up and go.
Girl, I would have told her, tighten up. Somebody play City Girls, tighten up.
Right. One thing about my mom, she ain't clowning for no niggas.
That's just that on that. That's just that on that. Not Big Aki.
Like, she's crazy.
Big
This ain't no nigga that got money. I don't know what she doing with him. I'm not, like, I'm a woman in that type of position. I'm on TV, none of that. And I look like Sheree. There's no way in hell I'm dating a man that can't put me on and give me some money and be, you know what I'm saying? It's just, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not Nicki Minaj. We're not here to pick niggas up out the jailhouse and put them up in Beverly Hills. No.
Girl, she is getting money. She getting Bitcoin.
Shit. Couldn't be me. I tell you, when I seen Nicki marry that man from jail and that rapist, I lost all respect for her. I'm like, girl, nothing you say in your songs matter to me no more because you done picked up a broke ass nigga and put him up. Literally.
Girl, girl, I hope don't none of them come across this clip of this video, girl, because they're gonna try to chew you up.
Okay. She can't say nothing about Cardi ever because Cardi got her a rich nigga. That nigga Offset could buy Cardi a Maybach if he want to. Your man can't buy you nothing.
He can get her a pizza.
That man is on her payroll. She pays him. Could you imagine? Could you imagine you paying your man? Oh my gosh. Could be me. But yeah, she by herself is sad.
Yeah, girl.
It's not giving. City Girls down 1,000 for that one.
Girl, she was down 1 million, girl. 2 hours. That's not worth 1,000 points.
I'm cracking up.
Girl,
She
City
really
Girl server done crashed. They gotta reboot real quick.
Yeah, we gotta reboot. Sheree messed it up.
Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board because Sheree done messed it up for everybody. She don't listen to nothing Young Miami and JT say.
Girl, at all. She must just like sorry men.
She must, because it's also a thing with low self-esteem. I feel like to date a man like, what's that man name that she was her husband, her ex-husband? Bob. To date somebody like Bob and deal with the abuse for all them years, it does something to you, you know? it definitely does something to you. So
especially because she wasn't that girl. Let's not forget she
right,
wasn't that girl. She was just the wife.
right. So it's like it definitely does something to you. So I can definitely see where Sheree, you need to up and go to therapy, honey. You need to go to therapy, and you need to boss the F up and realize that you're a bomb. And
She can go to therapy, but before you go to therapy, Sheree, can you just pull a wait until exhale moment and just go to his halfway house and set his clothes on fire?
okay, because that's what it's given with a nigga standing me up like that in the cold.
We don't promote arson, but sitting outside for 2 hours in the cold, freezing your hands off while drinking that little small cup of tea and eating appetizers doesn't turn
But
for a little fire.
you know, she looked it real fabulous when she was doing it. I was like, okay, girl, I like the fur.
Yeah, her skunk jacket was real cute.
It was definitely giving looks.
Yeah. It was definitely getting peeled off the dead skin there on the highway.
She just gotta know her worth, man. That's it. She's gotta know.
Back to this topic, and child, this has been the most times I have used this this sticker, but we have to get back on Drew. Oh my God, Drew takes the cake this episode, yo. And we finally get to see somewhat the feud brewing between Sanya and Drew. So let's take a look.
So I'll just give you a few examples because I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying. So
I'm confused.
I mean,
I don't understand.
Okay, well, I'm about to make you understand. Like, I met you first, and I've been feeling very conflicted about how I'm showing up for you as a friend. I don't want you to feel like I'm not your friend, but I feel like I don't, like, if it's bullshit, I'm not gonna rock with it. So, like, you put your hand in Sheree's face, I didn't like that, right? Like, so it's like certain things that you're doing that I feel like, Drew, I don't understand the faces.
No, because we've been talking the whole time, so I'm just, like, confused, 'cause I'm like, why are we talking about it in front of everyone? Like, she came to my room, and we talked. And you could have said it then.
Drew, what I'm saying
did your makeup.
When I went to Drew's room, if she didn't have 85 people in the room because she always got the biggest entourage, I don't know if she's competing with Beyonce. She had a makeup artist in town, and so he just touched up my makeup for me. And so it just didn't feel like the right time in the room, and I felt like she knew that.
So I'm just confused why you're making this speech in front of everybody like this.
I started off the conversation saying, I wanted to have the conversation with you by yourself. Then when Kenya said she wanted to open up the table, I felt, okay, why not have the conversation with you now? And I feel like the reason you've been getting into it with people is because you're not
getting into it with people.
You haven't been getting into it with people? You've gotten into it.
Sheree had a moment and it's resolved. Like,
listen, when I'm somebody's friend, I rock with them. And I feel like I haven't been able to fully rock with you because some of the stuff you're doing, I don't agree with.
Sanya, her way of explaining how she feels is like, girl, you should have wrote it down.
And so all
Girl,
I'm saying is,
I came and picked you up when you had a car accident. We could have talked about this in a car ride.
Drew, then okay. Well, if you don't want to talk about it now,
but
we
I
don't
just
have
feel like
to.
you're trying, and
no,
I don't. You were just in my room earlier, and we was laughing.
You don't listen.
Who you mad at?
I feel her. Like, it's time and place, and it felt like she was just trying to call Drew out. But then again, it's reality TV, so you kind of have to do stuff like that.
Yeah. Once again, reality TV has things called talking points, and talking points is basically production give you things to, bring up. So
right.
In this case, they forgot because who knows? They probably got done filming that scene, and then Kenya and Sanya, and then they probably went off and did whatever they were going to do back in New York until they got caught to film the next scene. So they do give them talking points. So that is understandable. But what I will say is I do understand where Drew was coming from because we have multiple scenes where we have sat back.
That's what I'm saying. I definitely get Drew's point.
Like, we have multiple scenes where we sat back and we have been together, so we definitely could have said something. But I do.
But then again, once again, it's react. And then Sanya, I think with her, she's also trying to stay relevant and not be that invisible girl. Like, you know. So for her, I feel like it's probably easier to really pick with Drew and to bring that up in front of the girls to get her little screen time. Because she don't want to get fired now.
Yeah, but
she got
that little scene did cause a big thing on Twitter, child.
It did.
And what am I about to say? And that's why I was saying, like, I guess it's kind of because Drew was emphasizing so much that they were friends, and Sanya was emphasizing that they were building friends, that it kind of became such this like weird thing. Because it's like, if she's saying that you guys are friends and you're saying that she's building a friend, like you guys are building a friendship, and then Sanya really hasn't been getting any play press wise because she's the new girl. So we really won't hear nothing from her until, like, you know, the season's really over with, and they'll start fully giving her press. Besides Kandi, who has brought her on her on the speak on it on her YouTube page.
Yeah.
You know, we really didn't get nothing, so you can only really go off of one side, which is Drew's side at the moment, because you know Sanya's the new girl.
Yeah.
On the peach tree. So I kind of do understand, and I just feel like a lot of people don't like a lot of people don't really do it, and especially I feel like you have to do this when you're a little bit older as an adult, and I don't think that there's nothing wrong with it. When you're building friendships, I think that it's okay to establish like how you roll in a friendship.
Yes. So you don't overstep and overplay your part, and you don't have because you know with friendships, for me, I have different expectations from different friends, and everybody ain't your friend. Everybody you talk to and you laugh with and you friendly with, that don't mean that they're your friend, they're your girl, they're gonna back you up or whatever. Like, nah, they're not, and definitely not gonna be a ride or die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I have my core group. Like I have my core group of people.
Right.
And me personally, I'm a person that goes off a vibe. So if we instantly don't click on the first time, I probably won't most likely ever like want you around in my presence again. That's just personally me. But I do also feel like in certain instances when you're put into things like this, that you should express what you look for in a friend. So just like how she was saying, like I'm trying to rock with you, but I can't rock with you based off of my own personal thing, because that's what it is. It's her own. It's her own like value that is stopping her from sticking up for Drew the way that she wants to. Because Drew didn't really do anything to her. It was just what Drew did that rubbed her the wrong way.
Right.
And then a lot of these girls are feeling like Drew is being an actress on here.
Why? What you mean by that?
Like
she's a fake?
All right, so let's just get onto the aftermath of this. So that was the end of the thing. They talked about Drew's business. They went to go search Drew's business up, and this is what it said. If you guys can't see it, it was just saying that the website was not found. Drew said that she thought the website crashed or whatever. Point blank case scenario, we don't want to talk about Drew's business over and over again. She does drop it by Drew. You guys can go look it up yourself. On to the aftermath. They had this big thing on Twitter.
Serenity. What? Hold on. What are you putting in your mouth? Give me that shit. All right, my bad.
And for those who can't see it, if you have eyes like mine, Drew said this flip-flopping bitch at Sanya Richards, at Sanya Richie Ross, keeps kissing that ass. As thick as they come, so we were never friends, clearly just friendly. Note taken. And then she said, so we were never friends, clearly just friends. Hashtag note taken. And then Sanya put, actor gonna act. How long we've been friends, Drew? What's my middle name? What's my favorite color? Girl, stop. And based on this tweet, looking like you the one kissing ass. So I was like, oh, God, the girls fighting. The girls been fighting. The girls been fighting a lot on Twitter lately.
Nah, like, Sanya read her.
She did. But that was what I was saying by, I don't know what this ongoing theme is, but people have to be like careful with the words they choose. But Drew has to be careful with the words she chose. Because she kept saying friends, and because Sanya is new, and I'm going to keep saying this again, she's not getting the exposure that she gets because she's fairly new and they're not going to give her any of that stuff until later on after the show has been wrapped up. We can only go off of Drew's one thing. So Drew is steady saying that they're friends or whatever. And Sanya saying that they're friendly. And people are looking at Sanya weird because they feel like, one, she's trying to use Drew as her way to step up on the totem pole. And then they also feel like that her and Drew were friends and she's just basically throwing her friendship away with Drew for other people. And thank you to Kandi for giving her the platform to speak on her and Drew's timeline.
Yeah.
So this is what the timeline actually was.
Times before we officially filming. Okay. So I feel like saying that we're friends is next time we hung out maybe 2 or 3 times before we officially started filming. Okay. So I feel like saying that we're friends is loose. We was friendly. We was friendly.
Friendly.
Yes,
Okay.
because friendships are built over time. Mm-hmm. Right? And so, you know, obviously I feel like I come on, she was the only person that I really knew before the show. I had met you a couple times in passing and, you know, whatever, but we hadn't really hung out like that. So the only person I had like had dinners with and stuff was Drew. But I feel like that didn't make us friends. Right? Like, how do you, like, I mean, if you meet somebody 2 or 3 times, we're friendly. So that's the history with me and Drew. We hung out a couple of times, her and I once solo, and then her, Ross, and I, and Ralph. Okay. And then I went to her mom's birthday party. So three encounters with my friend, Drew.
3 times though, Drew? Nothing about 3 times that made her your friend?
Yeah.
You and her hung out once. You and y'all and your husbands hung out together once. And you invited her to your mom's birthday party and she showed up. That made y'all friends?
Nope. Y'all just acquaintances.
I was about to say, definitely you acquaintances.
Getting to know each other. That's what that looked like to me. Drew, she's still, I don't know. I feel like with her, she's a little naive, I guess. She one of them people who really do think everybody are friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yet again, I will give her a pass. And the only reason why I'll give her a pass on this is because, you know, it's the way of the newcomers who are on Housewives.
To go against the other new girl. Yeah.
And not only that, but a lot of the girls feel like what do I want to say? A lot of the girls feel like that once you film with these girls multiple times, that make you guys friends. So there's a lot of things where you guys aren't friends, you guys are coworkers. Like y'all don't hang out outside of this. Like you guys are just starting to film this, so y'all really aren't hanging out. Y'all probably wouldn't have hung out if it wasn't for this.
And I personally think that this cast that we see here, none of these girls are really our friends.
No.
That's why the issues are so kind of surface because, and this is what I really want to get back to. I want to get back to the closeness because those were the explosive seasons where you had Kandi and Phaedra feuding, who were real life friends. You had Nene and Portia. You had Nene and Cynthia. You know what I'm saying? You had Nene and Kim. You had Kim and Sheree. You had Kim and Kim because they were real friends outside of the show. And it was more organic.
Yeah, but the one thing that I can say that I do like about this, and I've also said this because it's happened on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I feel like that there's a point in the there's a point where seasons become stagnant. For instances, on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it was always Kyle and her crew against the new person. If you wasn't getting down with them, you was either having in a fight or you would have to leave. The same thing with Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now their stuff is a little bit different because
Jersey needs shaking up. It needs a shaking up.
Yeah, their stuff is a little bit different because of how it was like more family based at first, and a lot of the people that was brought on that show was basically brought on by Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
And the later aspects, but even with the stuff like them, their stuff is always a group thing. It's always going to be Jennifer, Teresa, and maybe Dolores against the rest of the girls because this is just how the stuff goes. And I feel like because
maybe because I don't know about Dolores. I see a little beef brewing with her and Teresa.
That's why I said sometimes Dolores because sometimes Dolores does ride for her, but sometimes her and Teresa are at odds. But I feel like because stuff like this stuff kind of happens, things kind of come. These things become predictable.
Yeah, I get you.
And that's why I thought like it was like a good thing.
Yeah, FTL, you never know who's going to who at this point.
Yeah, that's why I thought like it was a good thing for them. Now, don't get me wrong. I would have loved for, and I would have loved for Cynthia to have stayed in the mix.
I'm good on Cynthia. She did
more than Cynthia. Cynthia could have taken the Friends of the Road show, but I would have loved to see Portia, like stay in the mix because it would have brought a different dynamic. Because not only would have had Portia versus Marlo, Portia versus Kenya, Portia versus Sheree, but we would have possibly had few team ups.
Yep.
Along with it, which would have brought this stuff together because these girls are hanging out, but these girls aren't hanging out.
Portia might be back though, so
the only person that's really hanging out in real life is Sanya and Kandi. Like they're the only two people that I've seen that are hanging out outside. The rest of the girls aren't really.
Yeah. Portia might be back. Portia said, girl, I'm trying to get this bag in peace. Let me just get this bag from this man, get this ring before y'all mess it up, and then I'll come back.
I mean, that's good because, like, even with her, if she comes back, then that means we're going to see Shamia back. Like,
yes. And, I thought I would see Shamia because Kandi and Shamia are friends.
I was looking for they got popped.
So I thought that I would see Shamia without Portia, but I guess not.
I mean, I'm shooting that shit every time. I can still wonder.
I guess her life is boring, which is why they never casted her.
I guess. I don't know. I like Shamia. I felt like Shamia was a little spicy.
I like Shamia too. And, Shamia keeps it real.
She definitely do. Because, girl, when she was calling Miss Clayface out, girl, I was living for it.
So I ain't mad at Shamia being on the show.
I didn't know you could do that shit. This nigga climbed up on top of the roof and was like some.
And she never overreaches. Like, I feel like a lot of the times, Marlo, as a friend of the show, she would do too much.
Yeah, but the one thing I can say about Marlo is Marlo was the remember on season, I want to say it was season 10, when they was talking about Sheree being a bone carrier, and Sheree was like, she was tired of the girls talking behind her back. She was like shut up and deal with it, basically. I feel like that was what Marlo did. Like, a lot of the stuff that those girls were telling, like, a lot of stuff that those girls would say, they would not necessarily say around those people in group settings.
Yeah.
So it was kind of giving, like, scary.
Yeah.
And thank God for Marlo, because, you know, Marlo would be the type
You brought it to life.
Yeah.
The original one.
One way or another, girl, it was getting talked about.
Yeah, I did love that about Marlo.
So I don't know. I feel like starting next week. Well, starting this week. I feel like starting this Sunday, Real Housewives is about to start picking up.
You said what?
I feel like starting this week, Real Housewives is going to start picking up.
It better.
Because we get to see Marlo versus King is starting to brew. Sanya and them situation is starting to happen. So
yeah, let's hope. Fingers crossed.
It's like you just like 3 months you dead. Like, you know what?
Yeah. I would really hope so. But hey, it's basically touch and go at this point.
Yeah.
So if they won't give it how people are thinking they'll give it, I'm quite sure next season they'll give it up how they are supposed to give it up. But listen, Potomac going to give it up. Beverly Hills is giving it up. Married to Medicine is going to give it up. So
I'm waiting. We got to do this for Married to Med. And
yeah,
Potomac.
but you know, by that time when Married to Medicine and Potomac come on, Beverly Hills and Atlanta will be going off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm ready, honey. Yeah. I am ready for Miss Quad. Oh gosh. But I think we covered it all this week, right?
Yep. Nothing else really to talk about. So hopefully my co-host will be back for Sunday, so you guys can give you a review for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If not, I'll be doing a review by myself again. And we'll talk to you guys again on Tuesday for another Real Housewives of Atlanta review.
Mm-hmm.
So I can catch up on all the aftermath, all the allegeds, because that's what I'm gonna call them, the allegeds. For us to talk about. So,
catch us on what is it, Sunday for Beverly Hills?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Catch us on Sunday at 8 for Beverly Hills, and catch us every Tuesday at 8 for Atlanta. And, you know, feel free to comment in the chat. You guys have been here long enough. 6 episodes.
Like it, share it, tell your friends, tell your grandmas. You know the grandmas be watching the Housewives.
Yeah.
Tune in, interact. Shout out to whoever interacted with us. That's what we like to see.
Yes. I'm trying to get because I've made us a YouTube page and stuff like that. I'm trying to get more people. Like I'm trying to get I'm going on stuff where I know like the Housewives be at, like people that watch the show, so they can get plugged into us. Because a lot of the people from the feedback I've been getting, they like it because they don't really watch the show.
Yeah.
They just, get what we give them.
When my schedule frees up a little bit, we could definitely start, or maybe we could do let's go off before we talk about this.
Yeah. All right. So, once again, as you guys know, I always like to sign off with saying that your mental health is key. Make sure you guys take care of mental health. Also, that this month is Gun Awareness Month, and with the current state and climate of situations that is going on. With this, y'all, please stay safe out there. You guys are out there doing the things.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride Month, because that's June is Pride Month. June is there's a lot of things. You got Pride, Gun Awareness Month, Juneteenth. Child.
It's a busy month.
Yes, June is definitely a busy month. And with that, we are going to sign off. Thank you once again for watching the TSL show, and we'll see you guys back here on Sunday at 8.
Bye.